next on America Outdoors Radio. Hunting season is here, and every year, new hunting rifles come out on the market. Well, somebody's got to test them, and one person who just did and wrote about the top 6 new sporting rifles is Richard Mann, and you'll find his article along with other top rifles in this month's edition of Field and Stream. Richard, welcome to the show.
Hey, man, it's great to be here.
So, Richard, I understand you and a couple other folks with Field and Stream basically took 20 new rifles and you took them out to the range and you put them through a testing process. What process did you use to determine what the best rifles were, not just for sporting rifles that we're going to talk about today, but also for modern sporting rifles and long-range rifles?
Well, obviously, anytime you enter a test like this, you're dealing with something that's subjective. One of the things we first looked at with every rifle was a bench line for accuracy test. And we used Hornady ammunition throughout, put all the rifles through a test at 100 yards, but then we divided them into categories from long-range rifles to sporting rifles to AR rifles and put them through specific tests that replicated how you would actually use those rifles in the field.
So with that in mind, what was the number one sporting rifle for hunters, and why did it come out as number one?
Well, somewhat surprisingly, because it's kind of an antiquated concept, a custom scout rifle from the Remington Custom Shop built on a Model 7, it just dominated the sporting rifle class. And that was because it was the handiest, fastest, and smoothest operating rifle we put our hands on. And it was also the most accurate sporting rifle we fired.
There is one drawback, though. I'm looking at this rifle in Field and Stream right now. It's a beautiful rifle, folks, and I would encourage you to pick up a copy of this month's Field and Stream to see it yourself. The big drawback, though, is the price. It's like over $3,000 to buy this rifle.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you're dealing with a full custom gun, you're either going to have to get out a credit card or spend a whole paycheck or maybe two. But there's a one takeaway from that you take a standard Model 7 and with just slight modifications, you could end up with a very similar rifle. That being said, the second rifle in the test was also a custom rifle from Montana Rifle Company, and it come in at about half the price of the Remington Custom Shop Model 7.
And that one, I saw you really like. Beautiful rifle, by the way. And on top of that, your number 3 rifle also scored very well, and that one came under $1,000. Tell our listeners about which rifle came in number 3 in the sporting rifle category.
Yeah, that was kind of interesting. It was the Weatherby Vanguard Camilla, and this rifle was specifically designed by Weatherby to fit a female shooter. Now, females are built a little different than men, and if you're not aware of that already, you've been living under a rock. They put this rifle together to fit females, and what we found shooting the rifle in the field from field positions, by golly, it works pretty good for a man too. What might be most interesting is we brought in a female hunter and let her work with this rifle and the others, and she liked the number 4 rifle better than the number 3 rifle. And that number 4 rifle was a Howa Cooey, which it retails for less than $800.
Wow. And last but not least, under the category of you get what you pay for, your lowest rated rifle came in at $450. Tell our listeners about the Mossberg rifle you tested.
Well, actually, it wasn't the lowest rated rifle. It come in 5th, the Mossberg Patriot Predator. Hey, Mossberg has done an exceptional job putting this rifle together. They've got a good lightweight synthetic stock. It has one of the best detachable box magazines that I've worked with any rifle. It shoots well, comes with a threaded muzzle. For that kind of money, you're getting an exceptional rifle. It ranked 3rd in the accuracy testing and the shooter interface testing that we did. So, you're looking at a $400 rifle across the counter. You can put a $600 or $700 scope on it, and you're in the woods with a fantastic hunting rifle for less than $1,000.
All right. Well, there you go. I stand corrected regarding my comments about that Mossberg rifle. So whether you are looking at spending $400 for a rifle or over $3,000 for a rifle, you're going to want to check out this month's edition of Field and Stream and find out what the top rifles are, both sporting rifles for the hunting category, long-range rifles, and modern sporting rifles, ARs. Again, it's all in this month's edition of Field and Stream at a newsstand near you and online at fieldandstream.com. Richard, thanks for taking the time to tell us about this today on America Outdoors Radio.
Hey, thanks for having me.